Can you hear and see me okay? Hello? Hello, how are you? Can you hear and see me? Oh, sorry about the sound. How are you guys? How is everyone today? Who's in the chat room? Hi Paula, hi Cyan, hi Eve. Hello, how are you guys? Oh, my head's cut off. Hold on. There we go. How's the weather where you are? It's kind of really muggy here. It's I don't know, it's kind of oppressive atmosphere in the air at the moment. But never mind, we shall have flowers and paintings and chats. So it's gonna be fun anyway. I'm just gonna move you guys around a little bit so I can see you better. And um, if you follow me on Twitter or Instagram or any other myriad of social media channels, you would have read that I decided to kind of embrace my style. I kind of keep putting quotes around the my style because, oh hi Gaconia, how are you? Of I don't feel like I have one style. This is just like one of the style I'm exploring, but I am trying to explore something that is a little bit more suited to what I like doing and what I find easy to do, which actually for me is a scary thing because I was kind of brought up thinking, you know, the value in things and value in learning things is if you do something that's really hard for you to do and then learn it and then you can do them. And I don't know if that's like a Japanese culture or it's also like a British culture thing as well. And I'm just trying to embrace a bit more of doing art that's easy for me and trying to do the battle, the emotional battle of going, hey, it's okay, you know, like it's okay to do things that are easy for you and other people will see value in it and that there is value in doing things that's easier and comes natural to you. So that's what like the new style is all about. And for this stream I've drawn 3 flower arrangements, and so we're gonna paint that today. Hopefully we'll get through all 3. Doesn't actually take me that long, and I've just noticed that the autofocus is on, so I am going to turn that off. There we go, and maybe bring the brightness up a bit as well and lock in the white balance. Sorry, I'm just going to bring that back to normal. There we are. I think that's good. Are we good, or are we too blue? We're a bit too blue, aren't we? There we go, and I want to just up the brightness again. There we are, all set. Oh, hi Ian. Hi Lana. Oh, thank you so much, Eve. You're too kind. So I am going to be painting with my studio palette. I've just updated the colors. I've kind of thrown in a gold green there. And I'm definitely thinking of removing the vermilion hue because I never use it. But I've also created 2 little puddles of these 2 colors because I really hate it when my yellow watercolor gets contaminated with other colors. So I am going to use these for, you know, like when I've got other colors already on the brush and I don't want to wash it all out. Maybe I'm trying to make a really strong orange or something, then I have these to dip into as well. Hi Anne. So how is everyone? What you been up to? What's the weather like? I'm just going to spray the palette with a spray gun bottle thing. Spray. I'm just spraying it. Now, the live stream should be better quality and less buffering today. Let me know if it looks better and there's less buffering, because I know last week we had like a nightmare of a live stream on Friday where I just had to cut the live stream short because, well, I didn't have to. It just died on me. And today I'm tethering it to my phone and using the mobile data. I'm hoping it doesn't eat up too much data, but what that means is we should have a more stable um, stream in terms of quality and just in general, really. Question: Anna's asking, what ink pen combo do you use? That's just a Sharpie. I've tried using like the Pigma pens and what am I using right now? I'm using the Tombow Mono drawing. Oh, I haven't got it in focus. Drawing pen and stuff, but I actually find Sharpie the easiest, and the one I use is this one, just double-ended one. That one's the thick side, and I use the thin side to draw all this. I really like how, like, if you hold the pen down on a spot, it makes that bigger dot and stuff. I'm trying to create something that feels more organic and something where you can see what I've done on the paper rather than something that's perfect. Hey, Articrafty Alchemy. Oh, you're busy shooting videos. I'll just have some stream juice. Oh, hi Lee, how are you? Right, so I just need my reference pick. I'm just gonna, where should I, no, I'll put it here. And I hope that it doesn't touch anything. Are we good? Yeah, we're good. Good. So I'm gonna start painting with this, and it's like red flowers here, kind of a more corey color there, and like an orangey berry pine thing. So we'll see how it goes. And I had a painting that I didn't like that I did yesterday, and I think what I did wrong, I'm just looking over there because that's where the painting is on the wall right now that I didn't like yesterday. And I think what I did wrong was I think I went too light on the colors, because you know what I'm like, I like really bold colors. So today my mission in this painting certainly is for me to use bolder colors and hope that that works out better for me. Yes, it is a maple stream juice. Of course it is, Eve. It will always be maple stream juice from now on, because I find that the honey one was scratching my throat, whereas the maple one works so much better. Hi Dryad, hi Genevieve. Oh, it's so good to see everyone. Right, so I think I am gonna go with a mix between the Pyro Rubin and the Scarlet Lake. Are you okay with it being like this far up, or would you like it like more zoomed in? If it's zoomed in, it'll be like more cut off though. I'm just gonna get a scrap piece of paper for color testing and a tissue. That's not strong enough at all. I am using the Fabriano Academia paper, the cheap one, the really cheap thin stuff, and I worked it out yesterday that this paper is fine to paint on as long as you don't put too much water down. So I'm being really careful with my water control. So I'm just like dabbing everything on tissue as I go. And I'm not really caring about staying in the line or not staying in the line. Okay, I'm glad you like the framing as it is. Don't really know why I wiped that off. I actually need that color again. And then I'm gonna go for this. I think it's a poppy. So what I tend to do is I do all the flowers first and then go in to do all the plants. I say I tend to do it. This is like day 3 of me doing this, so things could change. Eve's asking, is that a Proline brush? Does it work better for this paper? Yes, it is Proline, and I'm trying to stick to a thicker brush, so it's size 12. I'm finding this quite comfortable, yet it gives me that roughness of, you know, not perhaps staying right in the lines and stuff. And so I really like it, and I'm finding, like, having used the Ultimo and the Proline art, I find that when I'm doing detailed work and I want a bit more control, then the Proline Plus brushes are better for me than the Escoda. Escoda for me is much easier to do big washes with. And I also find that when I use the Escoda, the colors come out lighter because the brush soaks up so much of the water. And so yeah, I've been using the Proline Plus Pro Art, yeah, Proline Plus for the last 3 days. Right, I need like a more of an orangey color. Will this do? No, I need it a little bit more orange. So I'm gonna go for the... So I'm using Scarlet Lake mixed in with Permanent Yellow Deep. And just gonna go over all the... I think it's a very... No, that's not enough color at all. I quite like the rough style. So when I come to draw these, I actually do them like semi-blind. So when I'm drawing them, I say like the reference picture is up on the screen, then I'll be like looking at the screen way more than looking at the paper. And I really like that because that way you get the more organic lines. Right, I think that's done. Now I need a more corally color for the flower here. So I'm gonna use Daniel Smith's Queen Coral, which is one I've actually been using the Queen Coral a lot in the last 3 days. It seems that most flowers have a really good Queen Coral base to them. So how do you guys feel, question time, about your own art style? And yeah, let's do with that question first. Are you happy with it? Do you want it changing in some way? Are you struggling with it? How is it all going? There's a lot of chat about dogs in the chat room, and I'm really sorry that I can't contribute to that conversation much. I don't have a dog. I'm not against them. I do love them, but I just have no experience of owning dogs. That's a good start, I think. I think that's all the red colours down. So I'm going to start with the leaves next. And then what I'll do is once everything's filled, I'll come back and like put more layers in. How's Jess? She's doing fine. She's very happy with the much cooler weather for sure. So I'm just gonna get a load of Hooker's Green down and then neutralize that with the Queen Rose. Maybe a bit more. And then add a bit of spice with, oh, that's too much. Yeah, that's way too much. Okay. There we go, that's great. I want almost like a very neutralized green. Is that a good color? Yeah, that's a good color. And then I'm just gonna create a thinner, lighter shade. Or not. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Hi Fiona. Yeah, that's a nice color. What I'm finding is, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a puddle of water right there. And that's when this paper gets into trouble. So you just want to make sure that you're painting almost like how you use a marker. And for that, the Prolene Plus is good because it doesn't hold as much water as, say, a squirrel or a fake squirrel like the Ultimo would. So it's actually quite good for fine water control. Leanne Gold is saying, I try to think more about art goals than style. My style evolves on its own, but always have a goal about what I want my new pieces to be: more brighter, contrasting, crisp, moody, etc. That's a really, really good approach. Lana's asking what kind of paper I use. This particular one is the Fabriano Academia that comes in a big block of 100 sheets, which is great. And I like using them for a lot of swatching and tests. I'll show you if I can. Hold on. If you have. And you get 100 sheets. So it's really good value for money. It's like £21 for a pad. And I've been using this a lot for, hold on, for doing practices, and I chose to use this paper specifically for this, like my exploration into this, because it is so cheap that I didn't really mind if I fudged anything up. So, and for this style, it's actually working out really well for me, so I'm quite happy with my choice of what the paper. My normal go-to like final piece papers though is usually Bokenfoot, as you guys probably know by now, and so it is slightly weird not to be painting on the Bokenfoot, but this works really well in terms of the psychology side of battling fears and guilt and whatever's. So it's all good. Thanks for popping by, Artie. Well, I'm usually on till about 5 or 6, so it depends on how long you're filming for. But I will try to be on here when you get back. I've never painted and streamed before. I don't think I have. So it's definitely more difficult. I don't know how people make this look easy. Hey Dan, how are you doing? You haven't streamed in a while. Anna's asking, Gaconio, do you prefer Gaconio or Anna on chat? Is asking, so this is a new style for you? How did it come about? So what happened was, I've not been painting for a while, if you haven't noticed. Like, when did I stop painting? Probably about April, maybe March. I was really struggling with a lot of resistance issues and whatnot, and you know, it does come to a point where yes, I can keep myself busy by learning about colors and making watercolor paint, blah blah blah, which I have been doing. But there comes a point in an artist's life where it's like, okay, like I need to sort this because you can't be a painter if you don't paint. And I was like, well, I'm really struggling because the pattern I noticed was I kept looking at other people's artwork and going, oh, I should be painting like that. You know, wow, their art is amazing and I want to paint like that. And I was just like, that's all well and good, but right now it, it all felt like a struggle when I was trying to, I can't even say when I was trying to copy other people's style because I just wasn't painting. And I was like, okay, well, you know, what do I want? That's completely the wrong color. Hold on, I'm just gonna mix the right color. And I was like, well, I really like doing the semi-blind contour drawing, which is how I draw these really organic shapes. And I wanted to paint flowers. I paint flowers mostly because it makes my mom really happy. And when your mom's 72 and she's done so much for you, then you paint flowers for her, right? And so I was like, well, I'll do both and see where it takes me. And so I picked up my Sharpie because that was like the most casual piece of art supply I had on hand. And that's how I came to doing this. Ian Jackson, you're down to the last 10 packs of Bockingford. Jackson's was doing a paper sale like last Friday to this Monday. You missed it. I stocked up. Yeah, I'm glad you're okay, Dan. Oh, I'm glad you get well, it's been really hard for me to reply to people's comments on like my Instagram, being encouraging and saying, oh yeah, I've been going through the same thing. And I want to say, oh, I'm really glad that like I'm not the only one, but I'm also not glad that other people are having to go through this as well, which is why I've been quite public about what I'm going through. I feel like if I keep on I need to learn to talk and paint at the same time. But I have been very, very grateful for a lot of people's comments going, oh yeah, like I totally have that too. Because it's like, oh, that's okay then. I'm not like completely weird for going through this. Hi, Victoria. Hi, Carolyn. Hey, Hoovian sister. I've got to show you guys my Doctor Who quilt at some point. I'm just not quite sure how I can show it on live stream because it is humongous. It's bigger than a double size. I was intending to make it double size and it just turned out to be a lot bigger than that. I don't know what happened. I can show you a photo though. Would you like to see a photo of my Doctor Who quilt that I made for my husband? It actually surprised me. Like, I can't remember what video it was that I mentioned Doctor Who. Oh, it was the Ultramarine Blue one. And everyone was like, oh my god, you're a Whovian. I'm like, yeah, I've been a Whovian for quite a while. Did I not mention it to you guys? If I hadn't, I'm sorry. I think I'm going to paint the rest of the leaves in this color. Just because I can't be bothered to keep separating them. I'll just differentiate them through layering different colors. Okay, I'll see if this cable, yeah, it will, okay. I'll show it to her. Oh, I gotta find it first. Lama's seen it because I sent it to her yesterday. Come on, photo, where are you? There. It's not of like a full view, but that's the quilt. I'm gonna just move the autofocus. I'm gonna put the autofocus on so you can see it. Can you see that? Come on, autofocus, do your job. It's massive. It is bigger than a double. I think it's probably a king size. But all the Gallifreyan is appliqued on top and the Doctor Who logo is pieced together. Let me see if I can, no, hold on. Is that better? Yeah, that's better, isn't it? Come on, autofocus, you can do this. There you go, that's my quilt. What was I doing? Painting, that was it. And taking the autofocus off again. Oh, I'm glad you guys like it. Yes, right, I do hold my brush in my mouth a lot. Probably shouldn't, but it's faster. So this does definitely feel more like painting with, well, drawing with markers than watercolor because there's not a lot of water being left to swim about. So if you like to use a lot of water, don't use this paper basically. Lana goes, question, did you know that there is a Gallifreyan alphabet and you can basically write whatever you want in it? I used it for a wedding TARDIS card for some friends. Yes, I do, but do you recognise what that Gallifreyan is on the quilt? Gosh, it really is hard to paint and chat at the same time, isn't it? How do you do it, guys? You make it look so easy. It's the Doctor's name. Well, they never quite tell you what it means. But well done for knowing what it is. Because if it's just the Doctor's name, right? Because when he sees the Gallifreyan with River, I'm so sorry if you're not into Doctor Who, he implies that it means they had a baby together. So where does that lead us? And he didn't know that about River before he read the Gallifreyan on the cot. What is that? Oh, okay, it's a plant. It's a flower. I should paint it. Do you ever do that? You like start painting and you're kind of in the middle of painting something and you're like, what on earth is that? What did I draw? I have no idea. Oh, don't apologize for mentioning Doctor Who. I just get very passionate about Doctor Who. So for all the Whovians out there, who's your favorite Doctor? Yeah, I know the River's name was on the cloth, but the Doctor realized that him and River had a baby together, or, you know, copulated, shall we say, by looking at the cot. And you wouldn't realize that by seeing his name, right? I have all sorts of theories here. My brain keeps going, talk, you're not talking. People are here to like listen to you too. And then my brain goes, but I don't know what we're going to talk about. So I do apologize. I have to say with the Proline Plus, it's really easy to get a good fine line, even on a size 12. And I am on purposely going over the lines. I could do a lot better job if that's what I wanted to achieve with this look. Oh, don't worry, Dryad. We are talking about Doctor Who and who's their favorite Doctor is. Hi, bestie boy. How are you today? I wish I could have like some nice background music for you guys to listen to while I keep stum. I need some yellow, more yellow, and some water. So we got a few David Tennant fans, one Christopher Eccleston. Well, mine is Matt Smith because he was my first Doctor, and I really love all the. I just really loved the. This is way too green. Dynamic between Amy, Rory, and River as well. It's the one like where I really enjoyed the whole package, and then my favorite ever episode is the Van Gogh's episode. Like I still can't watch that without crying, like bawling my eyes out crying. I think that's good. I need a really light green yellow, which I have here. Hi, Vomika. So, next question on the sci-fi genre. Star Trek or Star Wars? Which do you like better? Why not both? Ah, good answer, Stacy. Dan Star Wars. Viconia is Trek. Sorry, did you tell me which name you prefer me to refer to you in the chat? Hi, Palmyra. We are currently answering the question of Star Trek or Star Wars. I know we're not going to go into the whole Star Wars is the space opera and Star Trek is a sci-fi question. We're not going to go there today. I have like a really strong, nice green that's quite light, so I just want to use that on places before I move on. Oops, I made a little dot in the middle of the page there. I saw you liked Star Wars, Paolo. Was that somebody else? Whoa, I did not know there was a Spock emoji. There's a Spock hand emoji. I had no idea. just need to scroll through chat because obviously this is a very heated debate. I'm just trying to remove the green that's right there. It's annoying me. Oh, I'll leave it. Right, so I have... So my answer is Star Trek. I'm a Trekkie rather than the Star Wars. I like Star Wars, like... I really, really liked Rogue One. Really liked Rogue One. I went to see it at the cinema. Can never ever watch it again because K2. I'm not going to spoil it for those of you guys who hasn't seen it by now. But I can't watch it again. So now I'm like, well, if you're going to do that to K2, I'm just not going to trust you with my heart again. Basically, is what's happened. I think I'm going to put some dark layers in. Where's the... That's way too much water. Which Trek is my favorite? Oh, that's a really hard question. I am really, really enjoying the modern Trek movies. Didn't think Chris Pine would make a decent Captain Kirk, but I actually like him. It's growing on me. The whole cast is growing on me. And the new Spock is... He's actually, I think he's very well casted. I'm just struggling because I just can't get the right colours here. I need it darker. But I'm really enjoying the Star Trek Discovery, the new series. I really liked it. It helps that I like the actor that plays Lorca. I think he's really, really good, and like all the characters were really great. Apart from the whole bait and switch at the beginning of the season, I was not happy about that. I was like, not cool. Like I was emotionally invested in the cast already, with the ship for like 3 episodes, and then you bait and switch me. It's like, was not happy about that at all. So I'm actually really enjoying the modern ones. Yeah, finally have a really dark color. That's nice. What about Stargate? I haven't watched Stargate. Just because there's so many, and I'm really scared that if I start watching it, then I'll have to watch the whole thing, and then I just won't ever be productive ever again. That's my main worry with Stargate. My husband is a huge Stargate fan. Like, you know how when you recognize actors from certain things in like a film you're watching. For him, it's always to do with Stargate. It's like, oh yeah, he was so and so in Stargate. Oh yeah, that person was so and so in Stargate. Yeah, she was in Stargate. I'm like, I still haven't seen it. You know this. Oh, where are you, Rain? If it's 9 in the morning. Hi, Mino Chris. Is it Minnow Chris or Mino Chris? Yeah, I know I'm gonna really like Stargate, which is why I can't start watching it because like I need to function as a human being and be productive. I'm one of those people who need to just binge watch drama series. So like even if they could like what's that drama series with Tulip and the okay, see if you guys can guess this from the priest, Tulip and the Irish vampire. Preacher. Sorry, I just totally didn't play the game along. That the new season's out, but I can't watch it until it's all out, and then I'll watch the whole thing. And I did the same thing with Westworld season 2 and season 1 because I can't wait a whole week to just advance by 40 minutes or an hour or whatever it is. I just can't do it. Oh, Utah's 9 a.m. I don't have the patience to wait a week and then have my head basically removed again. I get very emotionally involved with series, which is why I have to really be picky and choosy about what series I will and won't watch. And then, as I said, I'll have to binge watch it. So I'm starting to put layers in. Once I put the first layer in, when I do it quite light, I like to do a quite deep dark layer just so that I can get my bearings on value, and I will probably go even darker on the darks, but it's just good to get some key values in. Hi Teresa. No, I don't know when the new season of Game of Thrones is coming out, but I will be watching it once all the episodes are out. See, I can't watch drama series while I do other stuff, like paint, because I find it really hard to tell the characters apart just from their voices. I know a lot of people can do that, but they just all sound the same to me unless I see their faces. So I do need to actually watch the whole thing. And then like if I like it and I want to watch it, then I can, paint or do whatever while I watch. Can't believe it's one more season of Game of Thrones. I know Maisie Williams just finished filming her parts, because that was on Twitter. Wow, who knew this live stream was going to turn into conversations about sci-fi? I apologize for anyone who's not into not just sci-fi, but any of the TV series that we're talking about here. The chat is moving like crazy. It's good that you guys are feeling chatty. Oh, thank you, Kamala. I'm really glad you're liking my new style. I really appreciate all the positive comments. It really helps because when you're just starting a new style, it's when you're like most vulnerable as well to negative comments and doubt and wanting to go back on yourself about what you're doing. So I've really appreciated all the lovely comments about the new style. Everyone's been incredibly generous in their kind words, and I'm very grateful for it. Sci-fi and fantasy, yeah, that is the genre we're talking about. Right, I want. Do I want to go darker first, or I might work on the flowers. Oh, thank you very much. Is it Oiku? Don't worry, Caroline. Do sit along, listening along while you do stuff. That's totally fine. Not much is gonna happen on here with great speed today. It's just me painting. I'm really glad you like this piece, Oiku. Right, red. Red is always good. I'm gonna mix Pyro Rubin again with a little bit of Scarlet Lake. Right, I'm gonna go in with the really dark values. I'm gonna try to. How much dark I can get, I don't know. Oh, thank you, Victoria. We haven't finished yet. You might, but I hope you like it at the end too. That is a nice color. So I'm going with like a darker value. And then going lighter. Bye, Stacey. Thanks for coming by. Oh, thank you, Dryad. I'm really glad you guys like the new style. I really like it. And I think the difference is I enjoy this rather than worrying about stuff. You know, when you're trying to be somebody else or do what somebody else is doing, you're always looking at things going, am I doing it right? Am I doing it right? Whereas when you're doing something that's your own, you don't have to worry so much. You just get absorbed in the process and enjoy it, which is nice. Hey Artie, when did you pop in? It's nice to have you guys have you back. It's really funny whenever Artie pops on and I say hey Artie, because my boy cat, one of my boy cat was called Artie, so I feel like I'm talking to my boy cat again. Palm is asking what prompted the change of style. Okay, this is the third time. So sorry if you guys have listened to this like third time running now, but I changed my style because I got sick and tired of trying to be other people and doing what other people do. I actually need a really dark color here. Sorry, I'm just gonna mix this first. And I just wanted to focus on what comes easy to me. And what comes easy to me is this style of, certainly the drawing style is this organic style. I just don't have to worry about anything. I just enjoy the process. And then, like, once the drawing part was figured out, like, to me the coloring part is a lot easier because I'm happy with the style. Whereas I feel like if I'm not happy with the drawing, then I'm never going to be happy with whatever color I put down. Am I really bright again? I shall turn it. It's really warm in here. There we go. That's probably better. Yeah, I'm evolving. Yeah, I am. I'm evolving to embrace my style more, which is really nice. Right, let's make a really dark red. Palm saying, I saw abstract was your thing. You were the only one I've seen doing that. No, abstract is always my thing. So I was talking about this at the beginning of the live stream, saying I keep putting quote marks. If you notice on like social media and stuff, I keep putting quote marks on my style. And the reason why I do that isn't because I don't believe in what I'm doing right now. It's because I feel like it's not my only style. And abstract is definitely my thing, and that's not going to change at all. But I also do lots of other things, so I've always done other kinds of drawing and painting other than just abstracts. If you look on my Instagram, if you don't know my Instagram account, I'm sure Eve can put it up on the chat for us, because she's an awesome... I haven't chatted to you today, Eve. How are you? I think that's too dark. I just want to go in and... So I'm still going to be doing the abstracts for sure. Don't you worry. Yeah, I like that. Oh, thank you guys. Everyone's saying, just do you. Just do you. Okay, reading. Okay, thank you, Hattie. Hope you have fun. Palm saying, I love the new style. It's just interesting to know. Yep. I don't think I'll ever settle into one style. I'm just not that kind of person. I am not monogamous when it comes to art styles at all. I get bored easily, very, very easily. So in order for me to stay interested in art, I have to keep doing lots of stuff and lots of different styles. Thank you, Eve. You're amazing. You're a bit hot today. What temperature is it there today, Eve? It's really cool, but like, well, it's not cool. I'm sweating because it's muggy and overcast. Oh, thank you very much, Lana. Lana's saying my partner just looked at the stream and said she's painting beautifully. Oh, thank you. Palm saying it's hard to follow chat when you're focused on little details. Yeah, I'm so sorry. This is literally my first time doing a live stream where I'm painting. So Caroline says, when I hear the word abstract, I get so bogged down by the process. I think the hows, what's, where's of it. Maybe I have to shut my left side of the brain off. Yeah, literally, that's what you have to do. A lot of the time with abstract, it's what I do, and I do use a lot of techniques that encourages just shutting off the brain, and also like to do is I like to bring a lot of element of chance into it, so that it doesn't matter how much I'm thinking, I've got no choice. Drea saying, question, do you have a reference photo? Yeah, I just look on the internet for reference photos. And I just noticed that there's way too much water here, so I just have to rescue this. Way too much water. That is the only thing that this paper doesn't like to go with, which is ironic for watercolor. Well, it's called drawing and watercolor, so I love that the I have to show you the cover, because the paper that's on the cover is not the paper that's in the pad. See this? See this? This is like really nice thick paper, probably cotton, textured paper. The paper that's in this is not any of these. Just saying. Eve saying 24 degrees, which is fine, but I forgot to shut the filming lights off. Like, oh, that must be really hot then. Right, let's do the queen coral on the background. Well, I prepped 3 paintings because I'm like, I usually spend like an hour painting each painting. So, you know, 3 hours, 1 hour, 1 hour each, 3 paintings. But turns out chatting and reading at the same time, I forgot to count for that, so we might only get through 1. I don't know. We'll see. Does anyone know what this flower is called? I really like it. Paolo is saying it's 21 degrees in Portugal. Lana is 25 degrees. Paolo is saying, now I feel depressed. We are colder than Canada. That is unusual for you guys. I'm appreciating the cooler weather, but I'm definitely struggling with the humidity today. I think we're gonna get rain very soon. So now I'm gonna work on here, because this is like supposed to be like a brass, bronze, whatever vase. So I just want something kind of that color. And then water it down. Yeah, that'll do. Vase, I'm not that bothered about getting the details. I want the attention to go on the main flowers rather than the vase. So I never, like I've been doing this forever. 3 days, guys. I've still only been doing this for 3 days. But I haven't bothered putting too much time or thought into getting the vase right or add much detail in it. You got to pick your fight about where you want the attention to go to. Oh, cool. Mina Chris is saying that different red flowers are so beautiful, and red is not my favorite color. Oh, I'm really glad. So that red is a mixture of Pyro, Rubin, and Scarlet. I'll get the palette for you. So it's a mixture of these 2 colors. And then the berries things is a mixture of Scarlet Lake and Permanent Yellow Deep. And the poppy is pretty much the same color, but I put more scarlet in than Pyro. And this flower is Queen Coral. Over the fans, my fans or your fans? Because my laptop is making quite a loud fan noise. I just don't know if that's getting recorded or not, so let me know. Right, I think I want to let the flowers dry before I do any more, so I'm going to go back in with the plants. And I still want like a lot more depth here, so I am going to try to mix up a really dark mix. I say try. Right, how's that? Oh, that's nice and dark. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm glad you don't hear the laptop. I don't know why it's making particularly loud noises today. My phone's gonna be hot though, because I'm using the phone data, because in Edinburgh we have terrible, and I mean terrible, internet connections. That's why I had all that problem in the live stream last week on Friday. That video is coming out. I did promise you guys at the end of that live stream that had to get cut short that I will do a HD version of showing you guys the results. I've already recorded that. That is going to come out tomorrow, so you guys will get to see the result of all the salts we did with the 108 Holbein colors. I was so annoyed when like internet just died, not letting any data through. It's like, thanks guys, that's what I needed. How's that looking? That's a lot better. I'm happy with that. Green looks grayish on my screen and very old-timey. Yeah, I've been trying to make it more like a more muted green, so I'm glad that's what you're seeing. So now I'm just gonna try to make each leaf look a bit more different, like to the other leaves, so that it looks more characterful. And adding like shades, shadows and stuff. Sorry, I've got a big blotch of paint on my hand. Victoria's saying, just finished cleaning out one of my palettes and I never realized how staining indigo is. My fingers are seriously stained and so is the indigo pan. Oh, I'm really glad you guys are liking the muted green. It is the Hooker's Green by Holbein plus Quinacridone Rose by Daniel Smith with a little tiny dash of the Phthalo Turquoise by Daniel Smith. I'm really thirsty today. Right, so I want to add more brighter greens as like an overlay. So I'm going to take the Hooker's Green with Aurelian to make like a nice bright green. Yeah, that's nice. And then just go over some of the other colors so that it just kind of gives them, that's way too much, a brighter look to certain leaves. And just added some texture and color to it. Because they're not all the same leaves, so I want you to be able to just tell that they're not the same leaves. I just realized I've completely abandoned this poor leaf and this leaf, so I'm just going to work on the details of that first. How's that looking to you guys? I am so glad that I watching this live stream is making you feel very joyful in just a few minutes. My job is totally done in that case. I'm not finishing the live stream, don't worry. I'm just catching up with the chat. Do you think it's finished? I kind of feel like I want to add a little bit more detail. Of course, this is when you end up overdoing things. I'm just adding more subtle shades. Yes, good spotting, Ian. It is a Led Zepp t-shirt. Hang on, let me. It's the classic one. I wear a lot of band t-shirts. Yeah, I've had that, Dan. Dan's saying, okay, I've just got my Jackson's paper order and none of the papers are separated or labeled. They will do that to you. What you have to do is you have to write in the order, please label each sheet. And then sometimes they still won't label it. So what I tend to do is not buy lots of different papers in one order, because there is like such a huge chance of them just shoving it in one box and you will never know what paper it was. I will, like, if I'm looking for different textured paper, then I might buy like one or two cold press and then like hot press or whatever, but or like different paper weight. But yeah, they sometimes just do that, and if you don't ask them to label, they just won't do that, like, flat out. I feel like I want a little bit more variance here, but I'm also really liking how that area looks on camera. I want like a really, really dark. Let's see. I'm just going to try one more time to see if I can get a really dark color out of my watercolors. Right, let's try that. So what I tend to do is with the flower that I want the most attention for, I will darken that area a lot, even if it's not in the reference photo. So that's what I'm doing right now. Yeah, I like that better. Dan saying when I ordered last time it was separated. Oh, you had it cut into quarter sheets as well, so not every piece will have a mark. Oh, that is annoying. You're welcome, Dan. I have had one time where I did ask, could you label it? And then didn't at all. Must have been a busy day. In the... Thank you, Ian. In the warehouse. Right, I want to add a bit more shadow to the dark leaves, dark petals, and then I think I'm going to call it done. Although I probably should do some shading on the vase. That's just going to be a really quick job. This is just transparent red iron oxide. Yep, that'll do. Actually, I don't like that. It's way too much, so I'm just going to sponge it up. Yeah, that's better. Victoria saying, I wasn't happy with the packaging of my Jackson's order. They put all the white night pans in a paper brush bag, which I would have been fine with if I bought them in store, not shipping overseas. Wow, Genevieve. South African post is took 4 months. That's a really long time. Right. Shadows on the petal. Not dark enough at all. So mostly this painting, I've kept it to the Hooker's Green, Para-Rubin Scarlet Lake, Aurelian, little bit of Permanent Yellow Deep, and Taylor Turquoise, so apart from that Queen Coral. So it's actually quite a limited palette, which is how I like to do the pieces. I like having lots of choices on my palette, so like I really enjoy having the Monster palette, and I mean this palette is pretty full as well. Yeah, I really like that. I'm happy with that. That's a lot better. And let's do you as well while we're here. I think we're good. What do you think? Oh, thank you, Ian. Ian saying it has a nice muted colour feel, this image. Thank you. I'm really glad you like it. Yeah, I think this one's done. Destiny saying stay out the middle, Otto. What do you see? What, like around here? Or like here? You guys like it? Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that, and then we can start on. I think we're gonna get through like one more, and that's it. So I'm gonna leave this to dry. Say bye to the painting. Bye. Thank you for watching. Right. If we're only doing one more, you guys can choose between which paintings you want me to work on next. This is option A, and this is option B. Thank you guys. You guys are so nice. Thank you. So that's option B, and this is option A. And while you guys pick, I am just gonna go for a bathroom break. I'll be back. I'm back. Right, what's the voting look like? A, B. Can't choose. I want to see both. We'll be here all day if we did both. Thank you, Teresa. I'm really glad you like my drawings. Okay, both is not an option, guys. Minor Chris is A, Genevieve is A, Vomka is B, Ian Jackson is B, Fiona is A, Camilla is B, Sharon is B, Oiku is B. Oh, it's a tie. Like, we have 6 votes on both. So the people that said both, you guys got to pick. You guys are the tiebreakers. I'm glad you have time. We'll see how quickly we get through, but stream juice. Thank you for teaching me stream juice, Eve. I'm just gonna wait for the final votes to come in and just relax my shoulder a bit. B from Victoria. So this is A and this is B. I think this one's going to be really colourful with lots of really strong colours. This is B and this is A. I like really strong colours anyway for flowers or anything. I'm going to clean my... I'm going to leave B up this time because I left A up last time. I'm just going to clean my palette. Dryads B. If you say Pegasus, not sure how that translates between A or B. No, Fiona, that's called voting for one. It does. You can't type lots of. Okay, I think it's gonna be B. Because the tiebreakers were 2 Bs. So So we'll do this. And I'll try to do it like a little bit quicker this time. Now that I'm getting kind of a bit more used to talking and painting at the same time. Let me get the reference photo. Yeah, that one's gonna be nice. Right. So this one, I think I'm gonna start with the yellows because there's quite a lot of warm yellow happening. Making a nice yellow with the permanent yellow deep, and I think I want it a little bit warmer. And I'm really enjoying putting Dana Smith's Quint Gold to warm up the yellow, although that's a bit too much. I need a swatching paper of some sort. Kind of want it a little bit cooler for the first layer. Yeah, that's nice. Oh, thank you. This mixing palette, it's just a plate that I bought from a shop called Wilko's in the UK, and it was like £5. I love having huge mixing areas, and I really hate mixing on plastic or metal palette, and I can't afford to like keep buying porcelain palettes, so this is like my solution to the problem, which is to have plastic palettes so that I can have lots of palettes, but then have, where am I going with this? Have a porcelain palette to do the mixing with. It's kind of best of both worlds. Right, I want a little bit over here. Oh, I missed a few bits, hang on. Okay, and oh, I'm glad you make some palettes too as well. So there's some yellow here and yellow here. And one tip in painting is like, even if you say you are painting a bouquet and there's like one flower with a particular color, like say yellow. So if I just had one yellow flower, always throwing in that color somewhere else in the bouquet, because then it actually makes it feel more balanced. If you have like one color that only shows up in one place, it kind of looks like it sticks out too much. Whereas if you just throw that color, even if it doesn't actually belong in your reference photo or whatever, it will look a lot better. I think that's all the yellows. I'm going to put one here too. Right, and then I want to make like a orangey coral color, so I'm just going to take that yellow a little bit and then dab some. Oh, that's way too much coral. Yeah, that's a nice color, but way too strong, so I'm gonna thin it out. I think I might actually run out of mixing space on this one because there is a lot of different colors happening. Question, do you have a pencil sketch before you go in with the markers, liners, or do you use liners from the beginning? I use the Sharpie right from the start. I don't like using pencils and sketches, and the reason, I mean, I like pencils, of course, the reason why I say I don't like using a pencil is because then you can edit it, and when you can edit, your doubt, well, my doubt certainly comes straight back in, I find. So it's best if I don't have a chance to edit something. I just do much better psychologically. I've been listening to a podcast where they pronounce the word psychology or psychological in a weird way, and now I'm like pronouncing it in a weird way as well. So that orange. Hello? Oh, I thought that was my husband knocking. Nope. It's fine. So this orange is only here, but I don't want it just over here, so I'm gonna throw it on here as well. And I'm just gonna brighten up the screen a bit. There you go, you can see. I tend to find that with painting, for me certainly, the biggest hurdle is the fear, and it's the game that your brain plays with you while you're trying to do a painting, which is quite annoying. So most of my time, or most of my techniques and planning, goes into how can I remove as much of the fear as possible. You've got a nice bright orange poppy here. Just gonna throw the orange there as well as there. Now I'm gonna do lots of pink. Hey Stephen! Ian is saying, Poundland do some great porcelain containers for those of you in the UK. Oh, that's really good to know. I know what you mean, Victoria. Victoria's asking, does anyone know where to get a split bowl? I use 2 bowls right now for my water, but would like a large bowl that has 2 sections. Does that make sense? Yes, it makes perfect sense. I don't know where you'd get it from. It's really common in Japan. It's a bright yellow bucket. It's always a bright yellow bucket, and it has 2 sections and like holes to put brushes in. Those are amazing, and probably what you're looking for. I'm just gonna add some of that coral color around to here for shading. If I had any color on it, yeah. There we go. But I don't know where you'd get a alternative one. I just use 2 jars myself. Somebody's saying chip and dip bowl. That's a great idea. Oh, I said I was going to do pink. What's going to be the best color for creating pink? Just going to clean my quinacridone. Oh, that's my pyrorubin. Completely the wrong color. This is why I label my wells. If you've seen my palette, I always label my well palette because I get confused as to what colors what very easily. So I want to make a pink, but I want it like a nice warm pink. So I'm mixing quinacridone rose, which is a quite cool pink, but I really like the shade of, and then mixing a little bit of Scarlet Lake, which is like an orangey red, to just warm it up a little bit. That's nice. Paolo is saying I really like Aurelian. Me too. It's my favorite cool yellow, and like I think all of my palettes have an Aurelian in it. I just make sure that I use the Hobby one rather than the, what's the brand I'm thinking of? Well, any brand that uses a genuine Aurelian, because they fade really fast, and not only do they fade, because fading is fine, you can handle fading, it just fades, but Aurelian, specifically the genuine one, will turn grey, which is horrendous if you ask me. Like, fine, yeah, you need to fade, that's okay, but don't turn grey, man. Oh, that's way too much. It's way too much color, so I'm just gonna try to spread it out. I do that a lot. I go, oh, that's way too much, and then trying to bluff my way through it. Story of my life. Oh, bye, Genevieve. Thank you for coming. Oh, you want to see how light fast the Winsor Newton one is? If Paolo is just saying Winsor Newton has an Aurelian, and it's classified as A in Lightfastness. I think I have a Winsor Newton Lightfast test. Hang on. Let me just finish this. Right. I might like bump the camera. If I do, I'm sorry. I just have to get to my window first. You see this? This is a Lightfastness I've been doing, but between Aurelian Genuine and, oh, it's way too bright, and Hue Colors. And this is Daniel Smith's Aurelian. I'm just going to adjust the brightness a bit. There we go. This is Winsor Newton. I'm just going to go and get the other half to this, the control sheets, so I know which brand is which. Hello, so this is a Lightfastness that I've been testing for a while. I started this in March, so April, May, June, 3.5 months on Scottish sunlight. Remember, I'm in Scotland, we don't get a huge amount of sun. It's not like California here. And so I've kept these on the window. And this is the control. I had it in the Jackson's catalogue inside and then hidden in a drawer. But yeah, that's the difference. So this side is the genuine. I don't care what classification Winsor Newton says it's light fast. It's clearly not. Daniel Smith is another one, and I think, I'm so sorry that like we're going into this detail, but I'm so passionate about Aurelian hues. Daniel Smith classifies their Aurelian as good, which it clearly isn't, because that's Daniel Smith. And this is Snellier's Genuine, and they classify theirs as, oh, let's look at Winsor Newton, what they say. Winsor Newton Aurelian is good. It's not. That's Winsor Newton. And there's Snellier. I've been thinking about making a video on this. I just don't know how to kind of create it at the moment. But I can put a scans of this up certainly on Patreon, so that you guys have a reference. Where's the snaily ear? I've lost the snaily ears. Oh, there we are. Snaily ear Aurelian is good as well, which it clearly isn't. Now, whereas you get, these are all Aurelian hues. This one is Holbein. This is the one I use. I kind of feel like it's the closest to the genuine colors. This is Rembrandt. They do a hue. This is Schmincke. They do a hue. Mission Gold does a hue, and Turner does a hue. So please, 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 I love, love, love Aurelian. I think it's a great color. It is, to me, my favorite transparent cool yellow, and I always have it on my palette, but never use the genuine. The genuine, I think, is PY40. So if it says Aurelian and it has PY40, do not use it, because not only you can see the fading, but it turns into this color. That's not just fading. That's awful. I don't understand why Daniel Smith, Winsor Newton, and Sennelier still make this color, when we clearly have a lot of good choices. And I know I'm always biased about Holbein, but in this case, I genuinely think it is the best Aurelian hue we have. And I've tested all the brands that Jackson had in Aurelian, so that's my little rant for the day over. Right, that one needs to go back, and this one needs to go back on my window later. I'll put it here for now though. Yes, it's all lies. Lies! They lie. Oh, they totally lie. And you should always do your own Lightfastness test if you... I guess it's a historical pigment, Aurelian is, but come on. Like, have we not moved on from this? Considering we have lots of other hue colours. You know? Right. Oh no! Oh no! In that rant, my lovely pink mix has turned into orange. Oh no, I shouldn't have ranted. Now I want like a cooler pink, almost like a violet. So I'm dipping a little bit into the quinacridone violet. Yeah, that's nice. Exactly, Gaconia. PY40 to the bin. I get really passionate about different kinds of watercolors. You're right, yeah. But like, Aurelian has been like my pet ranty subject that I've been keeping quiet. Just because I did want to make a video about it, but I just don't quite know how to go about that video yet. But I'm glad I got to show it to you guys. This is going to be really colourful. What is the pink colour? This pink? This pink was a mixture of Quinacridone Rose by Daniel Smith and Scarlet Lake by Holbein. And then really, really watered down. Oh, well done, Dan, for actually managing to sort all the paper out. You done well. And then the kind of more violety color that I'm painting now is just a mixture of Queen Rose and Queen Violet. That's the one. Eve says, I really get heated about paint maker BS as well. Yeah. It's annoying. It's like if you watch Denise from In Liquid Color. She's done her own color lightfastness test on some other colors, and she's found that what's it? Was it indigo? Or intense red blue? It was one of the blue colors that everyone likes. And it's not light fast at all. It was like the only color that faded. Paolo was saying, in full sunlight, nothing remains. I agree with you. However, we're talking about the Scottish sun here. And yes, we've had a lovely summer. It's been very nice, thank you very much. But at the same time, it is still the Scottish sunlight. It's not California here, right? Prussian blue, thank you. Thank you, Paolo. I knew you would remember. I knew you'd know. Yeah, it's Prussian blue. Yeah, indigo isn't light fast anyway. However, Prussian blue is also not light fast. Check her Instagram. Denise's Instagram. She has it showing there. Right, and then I need like a really, really strong hot pink. Because it's my favorite flower in the whole world, and so I'm going to use my favorite color on it. I really like that. Now, I'm not so worried about trying to put that particular shade of quinacridone rose into other colors, like other places, because all of this have quin rose in it, so it'll be fine. Danny's saying 64 quarter shoots. Scotland summer seems so nice. At least it's not too hot. Right, I want some nice purple here, so I'm going to base it on the Queen Violet, but I want to neutralize it a little bit. For that I need a tiny bit of Hooker's Green. And the way I know which color to neutralize with, because I never remember which color neutralizes which, I've actually labeled it on my palettes, the key colors, so that I know that to neutralize like around here, you see it says A, I need to use this A to neutralize it. And then B, so if I want anything around here neutralized, I just need to look for the other B, which is Ultramarine Blue. And like if I want to neutralize blues around here, I know to look for C, which is Vermilion Hue, which is like the only time I use Vermilion Hue, and so on and so forth. It just makes it easy to get it right. Right, what was I doing? Oh yeah. Painting you, my little flower. So I'm thinking if I get to be good at painting in this style, that I might like to maybe do prints or like a zine. I have no idea how to go about stuff like that, but it's just a baby idea that has sprung up in my head. Right, so that's all the flowers marked out and painted. So I'm kind of wanting to put green in now. Yeah, let's do green next. I'm glad you like the letters. Prints, yes? Okay. I have no idea how to go about prints either, but, you know, we'll figure that out. Here's a question, a challenge for you guys. Trying to find me... Yeah, I could sell the originals. I'll sell them on my website. I'm not going to do Etsy. I'm not going to go back to Etsy. But here's a question for you guys. I need a light green, like this green, so like a yellow green that is transparent, because my thought was phthalo green yellow shade, but that is not a transparent color. I don't know why, because all other phthalo colors are, but it's not. And so, and green gold is okay, but it's not quite the right hue. So I am on a hunt for a light green. So if you have any recommendation, it has to be transparent, because this is my transparent palette, and the reason why I have transparent palette is because, as you can see, I paint on top of black lines, and when you do that, you kind of need... Oh no, I just got loads of Aurelian. I mean, it's fine, but just wasn't what I was planning to do first. When you do that, like, I need this color, the color I'm about to paint, but in pre-mixed form. Maybe I just need to mix my own. Maybe it'd be like Jane's Grey that Eve loves so much. I am totally joking. Ooh, I have a delivery. Someone's ringing my door. It's probably Amazon. It's always Amazon. I think I get like a post from Amazon all the time. Yeah, I love Harvard's Hooker's Green. It's my go-to for a lot of things. So I have this, but I need a lighter green here. Like PG1, the permanent green one from Harbine is a great hue. I love it, but it's so not transparent at all whatsoever. So I need this hue, like the permanent green one, but in transparent. I wonder what I got. I think I am going to go for quite bright and light greens in this one to match the brightness of the flowers, because I want this one, like last one was like nice and muted, and I want this one to be like nice and bright. Holbein sap green, let me have a look. Sap green, sap green, sap green. Hang on, I went down the first. Oh, there we go. Now see, sap green is almost like the green gold color, and I want something brighter. Leaf green might be okay, but I can definitely see some deposit on it, which is not good. It's the right hue, but Schminke sap green, let's have a look. I'm telling you, this swatch folder is the most useful thing I've ever created in my studio. Sap green. got slight deposit to it. Although I'm looking at the May green, and it's actually the right hue, and it's looking quite transparent. We are here. This is May green. I might try the May green. Thank you for that recommendation. Right, painting. So this is a little bit brighter green than what I'm seeing, but I'm hoping that it will work and that it will look nice. I will definitely have a look at Schmincke's Sap Green and May Green together a bit closer. Thank you for your recommendations. I'm going to brighten up the screen a bit. There we go. I'm actually going to paint most of the leaves this color first because it's actually a good light, you know, the lightest tone for most of the leaves. It's not how the colors are going to end up in the end, but it's a good start. So I'm just going to go in and do most of it with this. Oh, bye, Paolo. Yeah, I'll probably be here when you get home because I know how close you live to your place of work. Well, I know how long it usually takes for you to get home. Isn't it weird, guys? Well, it's not weird, it's fun, but like we get to know so much about each other by just hanging out on live streams. Just want to go. Like I know roughly how long it takes for Paolo to get from his work to home. I don't even know the guy. Ian is asking, have you thought about using some water-soluble black inks in bits of the painting? Do you mean like the graphite blocks? Now these ones aren't green, but it kind of has an undertone of green, so I'm just going to throw a few bits in there. And then when it comes to painting it brown, which is what the colors are, those bits where I painted green will show up green with a little bit of green undertone. Cyan is saying it's sad that Schmincke's £24 set doesn't include their sap green. Oh. Dan is calling me a stalker. Well, this is the thing, like we get to learn so much about each other without trying to be a stalker, was my point. So these are all looking really bright greens at the moment. I am going to turn it down, probably by a lot, but it's just nice to get it down. Right, I think that's all the greens. I want to have a little bit of brown. Eva is saying if it's not a black and white painting, adding black will dull out everything. Oh, good to know. So for the brown, I'm gonna go the cheat way of starting off with the transparent red oxide and then muting it out a bit, which is gonna be the ultramarine blue. Hello ultramarine, wakey wakey. And then you get a really nice like burnt sienna type color. But I do want it a little bit darker than that, so let's make a darker mix. I never have browns. I get so many comments going, don't you like neutrals, don't you like browns? And it's like, it's not that I don't like browns, it's just that you can make browns quite easily. From having the basic 12 colors. And that's why I don't bother having them, because like I don't paint brown that often, so in the times that I do need a brown, I can just very easily make my own by neutralizing it and then adding a bit of neutralizing any pair of colors and adding a bit of red to it will do the job. And that's why I don't have brown in my palette. I don't have any kind of brown in my palette. Stephen Turner is, hang on, I've missed loads of chat, sorry guys. Biconio saying, did you see that Daniel Smith is coming out with a travel set of pans? Yes, I'm still really confused by that set. I still can't get a definitive reading on whether that's Daniel Smith releasing this new product range of like it's a hand poured pan set, and Doodle Wash came out with it on social media saying they're launching it, and I like followed the links and googled it, and I can't tell if it's Daniel Smith actually bringing that out as a thing they do now, or it's a thing that Doodle Wash has created, or if it's a thing that's made just for Doodle. It's very confusing. Ian Jackson is saying maybe I use Winsor & Newton calligraphy ink. I do use black, but only when I'm doing black and white. Where's that big bottle of ink? Hello, ink. Oh, it's right at the back. I can't remember what ink it is, but I use it, but only in doing the black and white stuff. Sorry, I'm just thinking, I'm plotting ahead. So I think I'm gonna work on the flowers first. And I need to put a yellow there first, so I'll do that. Even saying it seems to be that Daniel Smith is making it, but announced it on Doodle Wash for World Watercolor Month. See, that's really weird that they did that. But I know they've made James Gray official in that set. I was so confused by that page because in the picture it's like a 15 color set palette, but in the page on the description it only described like 6 color sets. So I got really confused. I'm like, that doesn't add up. Like, what is that big thing? I'm more interested in the big thing. Thank you, Eve, for that link. I guess that's the Do the Wash Daniel Smith announcement. Cheryl saying, I thought it was Jane Blundell's ultimate mixing palette colors. Is that what it is? Because on the list it's like, like earthy colors, landscape colors. There has some weirdly named. Eve is grumbling about the whole Jane's Grey thing. Would you like to explain why you're grumbling about the Jane's Grey thing to everyone? Yeah, let's work on some of these colors, flowers. So I want like a nice stronger pink. I'm just gonna clean my palette because I have a lot of colors going on, and there's a lot of subtle color differences in this piece. Cyan saying I found it also confusing. I am so glad I'm not the only one that found the announcement confusing. Victoria is saying they have a few 6 color sets and a 12 mixing set, but I'm sure in the palette, in the main picture, it wasn't a 12 color palette, or did I remember that wrong? Eve have explained in the chat why she's mad at it. I won't read it out because I don't want it to come across as it's my opinion. I kind of disagree, and I kind of neither disagree or agree with it. I'm just like, I just don't care. But I also do see her point, her second point in the chat as well. I'm actually kind of tempted to neutralize this green first because it's really bugging me how bright it is. So let's do that first. So I'm just mixing my usual mix of Hooker's Green with Cream Rose to neutralize it. And then I've just added a little bit of Phthalo Turquoise. Oh yeah, that's nice. Just to make it more bluey green. What, are they claiming copyright on the Zentangle thing now? Yeah, let's neutralize some of these. I think I went a bit too bright for my liking. Yeah, that's a lot better. I can handle these colors better. Massimiliano, hello, have you been to Massimiliano? That is an awesome name. It says, I always use the same mix for grey since high school. I'm 46, so me too. I don't like to call it Jane's Grey. Yeah, I mean, there's lots and lots of different theories and arguments for and against it being called Jane's Grey. I'm more like, I'm just staying out of it. But I totally understand what he was saying too, because you know she didn't invent that mix. Oh yeah, I'm feeling so much better about this green now. Like I'm gonna leave some as like the highlights, but oh, dude upstairs just tripped over. I heard him thud. He's such a thumper. Do you guys have thumpers in your house, neighborhood? Oh, thank you very much, Mas Milano. Thank you for watching my channel and for liking my new style. I really appreciate it. Right, I'm sure, like, Gaconia asked the question of who is Pains, and for that matter. I know Hookers is definitely a person. Whether Hooker actually invented Hooker's Green or it's another case of, you know, Jane's Grey, I wouldn't be able to tell you. It probably is. Like, no colour is really an invention, apart from maybe like Vanta Black or something. But that's still black, guys, you know. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot happy about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the dark of the green as well while I'm here. Don't want to go too muted on this one though. There isn't any... Oh, that's way too dark. Okay, way too dark. There isn't any that's like really dark on this piece. So I'm not going to go too dark on it either. I just want there to be like shadows and depth more than anything. Hi, Jay! Ray says, I would love to see someone takes me to court for copyright infringement on a pattern that has been around for centuries. Yeah. Science said, the colour is named after William Payne, who painted watercolours in the late 18th century, says Wikipedia. But again, it doesn't say invented, so yeah. Ooh, there's a leaf there that I totally forgot. Hi, Micah. Didn't see you come in. Oh, sorry, Dryad. Yeah, we are talking about the new Daniel Smith travel set of pan paints. I'm sorry I didn't. Oh, I'm really sorry that made you feel invisible. I'm just trying to learn to paint and talk to you guys at the same time. I really suck at it right now, so I really apologize for making you feel invisible. You're not invisible at all. I'm just terrible at painting and talking at the same time right now. So please bear with me. Right, I'm gonna now work on the pinks. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. What freaking color is that? Eve is saying, what next? Should I claim an orange with opera and yellow? It's just silly. Painting is all about mixing. I agree. And Massimiliano is saying, Eve has a great video about mixing greys on her channel. Eve, do you want to link that in the chat for people to see? Because there's so many ways of mixing greys and neutrals, as Eve said. I keep getting bothered by these stupid leaves. I'm like, I want to move on, but I can't until like these feel right. Because it's just bugging me. Yeah, that's a bit better. Oh, thank you guys for being understanding about me sucking at doing this. Yes, Stephen Turner has mentioned a very good thing, which is Stephen Quiller's palette is designed so that all opposites mix grey, which is exactly how I lay my palette out. So all the A, B, C, D, E, F and the mixes, I based that on Stephen Quiller's palette. And his limited palette is basically this. So it's just 12 colours, and all of these colours will neutralize very nicely. I learned how to do color theory from Stephen Quiller, so everything I do in terms of color mixing is all based on his system. And if you want to learn about mixing colors really well and understand it, his course is the best. Thank you for mentioning that, Stephen. Right, back to painting. Rain saying, dance Sailor White. It was a very nice Sailor White. Right, I'm just going to start putting darker colors, although that's way too much water and not enough pigment. I want to put a layer of pink down here because this flower is like a mixture of purple and pink, if that makes sense. Yeah, so Eve has put a link to her video going on talking about how to mix lots of different greys. It's a really good video. I learned a lot from that. I think also Denise has a video on how to mix browns. I'm sorry, I'm really dehydrated. I'm just gonna have a drink. Evie's saying, having a mix like Jane's Grey feels like a way to take a tiny bit of painting knowledge away from the thing. 2, it's an important though tiny teaching to be able to mix greys from those two colours. And you also get a lot of variations in the grey. and they are way more adaptable, so you know like how to make. Oh, I really don't like those dots I made. Hang on, let me fix those. I really don't like it. That's a bit better. You know, when you know how to mix a neutral, you can get a lot of subtle variants. And also things like, if you have a lot, say you're making a painting, so you know we said you can make neutrals out of any of these, but if your painting is like, say, mostly of like a yellow, orange and a blue, but you need a neutral, you can't come in with it just looks wrong to come in with, say, Queen Rose and Sailor Green and mix a neutral and throw it in there. You need it based, the neutral to be based on the main colors you've already got going. So, I mean, that was a bad thing, because that is actually like a Jane Grey mix. But say you are doing a mostly Queen Violet and like a yellow green composition and you need a neutral color, you can't come in with Jane's Grey. It will look weird. Whereas if you know you can mix these two to create a neutral, or if you need a brown that is a red, you know, in there, you need to base it on these and then throw in a red rather than using a pre-made stuff. Well, you can use the pre-made stuff, it's just your colors are going to sing together much better if you base your neutrals and browns with the colors you already have. Oh, for goodness sake, I don't like these dots, and now they're freaking everywhere. Eve has linked to Denise's video on mixing browns and mixing black. Thank you very much, Eve. You are, as always, my super mod. Right. So these colors aren't quite as strong as I'm painting them, but I just want them nice and bright. Partly to balance out this pink. And then I'm just throwing some of that strong color on here so it doesn't look totally weird. And oh, that's a bit too much, isn't it? Gikonia is saying, isn't the point of that mix so that you can swing it from cool to warm if you mix it yourself, right? Yeah, that is the point. But if you don't know what color you're supposed to be using to make that mix, because you've always used a pre-mixed version, then you're gonna get into all sorts of difficulty later on. It's like anything else, well, a lot of things that are like for beginners, like student quality paper, student quality watercolor and everything. I struggle to find student quality stuff that doesn't hinder the learning experience. You know, make it harder to learn that thing. Bye, Dryad. Thank you for coming in. It's really nice to have your company. Stephen Turner is saying, question about neutral tint. This is designed to make neutral mixes with yellows perhaps, rather than being neutral itself. Do you mean like the color neutral tint? They are supposed to, but a lot of them does have black pigment in it, which a lot of people don't like. I don't use neutral tint, but I've also seen Alvaro Castillo, is that his surname? Who's like one of the most well-known watercolor artists of this generation, uses neutral tint all the time, and it looks amazing. So I'm not against it. I think I just don't know how to do it for myself, or haven't had a need to do it for myself yet. But he paints really quick and from a limited palette, and so for him having that neutral tint really makes a difference. So we just have to do what works for all of us, you know, each of us really. As I always say, there's no single right way of doing something. It's why I always hesitate to go, yes, you should do things this way, because I don't believe in that. I'm sure you guys all know my philosophy in that kind of stuff already, so I'm going to work on this orange next. I need a nice warm orange, so I'm going to start with the permanent yellow deep and throw in some Scarlet Lake. Eve is super quick on the keys. She's amazing. Thank you for being my amazing mod. I kind of want to do that and then blend out the colors. Hey Artie! Thanks for coming back. How's your filming? Right, I'll come back to that later with a stronger mix. Let's work on you while I'm here with the orange. I don't want to go too much into this one. It's a really nice delicate color, so how's that looking your way? Are we doing Sub the Love? Oh, bye Massimiliano, thank you for coming. I really enjoyed your company too. Thank you so much. Oh, it's the you guys are Sub the Loving the World Watercolor Month. I'm not doing that. Right, I need a violet. But I've seen Gekonia's ones and they're awesome. She's really good at watercolor. So I'm making like a muted dark purple. Oh, that's way too dark though. Right, I need to get rid of this first. Yeah, that'll do. Thank you for the links, Eve. Yes, we believe in Sub the Loving. And thank you for being way more on the ball with doing that than I am at the moment. While I paint, honestly, I don't know how everyone else paints and talk. So I'm not, I mean, I am looking at my reference photo all the time, but I'm also not trying to recreate it. I'm just trying to copy over the feel of things rather than being dead accurate. I've never been good at being dead accurate. Well, I can do it, but it really strains my eyes. And, oh, sorry, I just kicked the camera, and I don't. Well, I mean, I do have a patience for it. I find it really draining to trying to recreate accurately. It's not fun for me. And as I said before, I'm trying to just do things that are fun for me. And then I'm gonna go back to the pink. Oh wow, Auntie, that is a problem. They're saying that their phone keeps turning everything purple. Oh, thank you, Dan. I'm glad you like the orange. I'm not sure if I like all the violets that I put down. Oh well, I'm just gonna have to live with it. It's okay, it's only a painting. Just gonna brighten it up again though. I think it was too neutralized. So I'm just trying to add a bit more color again. And this bit I'm just making it up. I haven't even looked at my reference photo that's down here. I'm just now going for like what looks nice. So how am I doing? Oh yeah, orange. Let's work on the orange. I need it a bit stronger. Sorry, the seagulls are sounding like they're gonna die. I don't know what's up with them, but recently, they've been making really, really loud noises at like 4 in the morning, which, as you can imagine, is I'm not very hospitable to crazy noises. Oh, thank you for being here, Aiku. It's been really, really nice to have you here, and I've really enjoyed your company, so thank you so much. It's so nice that you guys are here. I really do appreciate it. Oh, and also, like, when I'm like, I know I suck at doing the whole reading and chatting and painting thing, but for me, this has made the whole process so much easier to be like talking to you guys, because I'm so busy like trying to read and follow and speak at the same time that I don't have time to doubt myself as much. Yesterday I had a really bad day of doubting myself, so I really appreciate you guys talking to me while I paint, because that's really, really helping. That's a bit much, isn't it? I'm gonna try and blend it out. Oh, hi Sakura, how are you? I'm a bit behind with chat today because this is today's my first time of trying to paint and talk at the same time. Normally I'm not painting. Right, I'm having a problem because I think this green is too green. So I can either bring up the colors on the flowers to match a bit more, which is what I'm kind of doing now, or mute the green, but then I'm really worried that the green will get darker, like really dark. Not sure which I'm gonna do yet, but what I can do in the meantime is add a bit more details. 2 bits. Oh! I didn't, but I just put my brush into my stream juice. I didn't touch the liquid, but I did like, I basically did this. Oh, I can see paint. Okay, I can't drink that anymore. I'll be on water now. I have not done that in ages because I always keep my mixing, like painting water over here on my right and my drinks to my left. It just, I was looking at the chat and reading it, and I needed to clean my brush, so I went to the right, which is down my left. Oh dear. Ooh, you got new markers to try out, Sakura. Which one did you get? Nah. Are we calling seagulls malicious flying rats from now? I like that. It's very true. Ooh, what did you order, Lissy? From Jackson's? Right, I kind of feel like I want that to be more orange, because it's so pale at the moment. So let's go with it. Let's go with that gut. Oh, I like that much more. Yeah. So what other colors can I brighten up? Probably these lot. I feel like I could do a once over coat of pink and they'll still be okay. I mean, I'll have to build up like all the stronger colors again, but I'm feeling like the lightest light is too light right now. Yeah, I'm liking that a lot more. I just need to balance the colors out. This is like way too green, but I don't want to put much more paint on the green because I'm worrying that that will make it turn even darker and stronger color. So thank you for being patient with me while I fiddle around a lot. Evie saying I drink tap water. I'm sure there's a lot more weird stuff in there than a drop of diluted paint in a glass. Well, I always drink tap water too. Edinburgh has very good tap water. It's one of the things I really struggle with when I go traveling is when they have hard water, because Edinburgh has beautiful tap water. Would lifting the green work? Maybe. Do you think I should try? I'll try one bit, see if it works. If it does, I might do that. Kind of. It will certainly help. Let's do that. Thank you, Dan, for the suggestion. Yeah, that's looking a lot nicer. Basically what it's coming down to is I don't like bright, strong greens, I think. That's looking a lot better already. I like that. So let's do it over here. And you. Let's give this another go. Yeah, no, that's a lot nice. That's a really good idea. Thank you, Dan. You just rescued my painting, I think. Yeah, that's nice. Who ended up with kidney infection? This is saying she got hot paper samples, a mop brush, and a Jackson's own brand set of watercolor brushes. Ooh, nice. I hope you like it. Ray says they ended... Wow, you ended up with kidney infection from drinking tap water? Wow. I did notice that many people used my affiliate link over during the Jackson paper sale, so thank you if you're one of those people. I don't get to see who bought it. I just get to see like the commission and stuff, but I very, very much appreciate it if it was one of you guys, because that helps so much in terms of like being able to buy art supplies to show you guys for this channel, like so much. I've decided I only like muted greens. Wow, Cyan had their own spring for water when they lived with their parents. That's amazing. I'm still thinking it's too green, so I'm just gonna have to amp up everything else, I think. Let's amp up the purple. I'm just gonna go over the whole lot. I am still struggling with the color shift of how much lighter paint becomes. Do I mute those greens? I feel like I kind of want to. I tell you what if I paint quinacridone rose over this, because quinacridone rose neutralizes Hooker's green. Which basically means you can neutralize the green without putting more green on it. Yeah, I'm liking that a lot more. So basically, the moral of this story is that I don't like bright greens, which I kind of knew already. So I don't know why I went. Do you guys have this thing where, like, you know you don't like something, so you end up doing those things, and you don't know why you did? I have that all the time in art. Like, I know I don't enjoy doing accurate drawings, and yet I find myself pressuring myself to do more accurate drawings. I'm like, but I don't like it. It tires me out and is not fun for me. Why do I keep making myself doing it? I don't know. Yeah, I'm liking these a lot more. I'm gonna get some pink showing through, but that's okay. I can live with that. I can live with that a lot more than this bright green right now. It's nearly dinner time here. What are you guys making for dinner? Or lunch? Whatever your next meal is? I had a stir fry today for lunch. I made a stir fry of bean sprouts and bok choy, and what else did I put in it? Yeah, I'm liking that a lot more. What do you guys think of that color? What is Dan freaking out about? Eve is saying maybe you're unconsciously going for it to try and understand why you don't like it, but I know I don't like it. So I don't understand why I keep putting myself through it. I think what it is, it's an avoidance technique to avoid doing the things I do know I like, because that to me feels more like you have to be braver to do. I don't know. Could be making stuff up in my head. Oh, hi Heather. How's Crystal? Artie is saying I bought the Kadamaru con. Oh, you bought the Kadamaru. How'd you find it? Did you like it? I really like it. It is an excellent corner puncher. Michael's saying they're gonna have pasta. Lisa's saying ramen. I really miss ramen. I really, really miss ramen. For those of you who don't know, I've had to go gluten-free and dairy-free for health reasons, like real health reasons, as in I'm allergic to them. Actually allergic to them, not, oh, I'm intolerant. No, I have been tested and I'm allergic to them. And I really miss. I'm really struggling with this piece, guys. I don't know what to do. I was hoping this would be like a really nice bright piece, but it's not coming out that way. Dan saying he just ate white bait in tortilla wraps. Oh, I love white bait. White bait is very nice. I'm just trying to bring up the brighter colors a bit more. I'm just not looking at the reference photo anymore at all. I'm just trying to make this work, make the painting work on in its own right, rather than trying to match anything. Oh, hi Malwina. Oh, thank you very much, Heather. I'm really glad you like it. So yeah, I'm just not looking at the reference photo anymore. I'm just like, no, I just gotta make this work now. I don't know. I feel like I don't know what I'm doing again. I feel like the doubt is creeping back in. Like in my head, it's like, oh, it's a mess and you don't know what you're doing. I'm saying all this out loud so that you guys can see that if you go through a similar thing, that it's not just you guys. It's pretty much everyone. And I always feel better when I realize that this is like a normal part of the process that everyone goes through. So I'm being the guinea pig right now. Artie is saying, I love it so much better than the other one I have. Oh, the corner bunch? Yeah, it's really, really good. And it will last you for ages. Like, I had my first one for so long and I used it for so many things. And I only had to replace it when for some reason, I thought it'd be a really good idea if, you know, my swatch folder. These. Or these. For some reason, I thought it'd be really good if all four corners were taken off every single card. Do you know how many? Like, I have like 400, maybe 500 swatches in here. So that's like 2,000 corners. I thought was a good. It would be really fun to cut all those corners off. I don't know what I was thinking. And that finally, after like years of use and stuff, that finally made my Kadomaru give up the ghost, but until then it did amazing. Mike is saying there is gluten-free noodles. Yes, I've got them. I just bought one this week. I haven't tried it yet. I'm a little bit too scared to try them in case they're no good. Hey Paolo, welcome back. I told you I'll still be here. Although I'm nearly at the end. I'm just fiddling now because I'm not liking the result of this painting more than anything. Although adding the brighter colours is making me like them a bit more. Mike is saying maybe you need to step away from painting. Oh yeah, I probably do. Just trying a bit more colour in. Yeah, I probably do. I'm gonna darken the brown of the wood. Oh, thank you, Eve. I'm glad you like it. That is saying, but the corners do look good. Thank you. Artie's also saying, always, sometime I have to walk away and look with fresh eyes the next day. Yeah, I probably do. I've been painting for almost 3 hours now. I'll get this to a point where I'm like, yeah, it'll do. And then I just think there's too much green. And I'm hoping that by putting a darker brown on here, it will help tighten up the piece. This is basically Jane's Grey. It's a mixture of Ultramarine Blue and I use transparent red oxide. What was Jane's Grey's red colour? Oh, you're allergic to fish, Heather. Oh, thank you, Lana. Oh, yeah, that is a really good point. Thank you. I haven't painted the vase. It's clear. I might do it grey. I'm gonna base my neutral on the Hooker's Green and the Quinacridone Rose because that's the two colors I've used the most in this painting. Thank you very much for pointing out that I hadn't painted the vase at all. Michael saying you could also do veggie noodles. I love using zucchini. Yeah, I love doing cold noodle salad with zucchini spaghetti, but it's not the same as ramen. And being Japanese, I'm like used to be so big on ramen, and I just messed that up, didn't I? Oh well, I'll live. Paolo is saying, I remember the time nectarines were called bad peaches. Really? Heather is saying, are you opposed to observations or recommendation about the painting? No, please help me. I'm like so stuck right now. I don't know what to do. I'll brighten up the screen so you can see it better as well. Whoa, that's too much, too much, too much. Sorry, my finger slipped on my mouse pad. Lisa is saying, are you planning on painting the background? I don't really want to with this one because I quite like either white background or like a really dark bold background, and I don't feel like a dark background would fit this, and I don't really like doing light background, but thank you for asking. Oh, nectarines were called bold peaches. I thought you said bad peaches. Oh no, I dripped. I think I am getting towards the end of my concentration though, so what I might do is like take any questions you have, maybe if you have any questions. And I really messed up this part, never mind. This is what happens when you put too much water on this paper. So if you do use this paper, like use the minimum amount of water. And I'll probably finish this off tomorrow because I just can't focus on it anymore. So yeah, I can take any questions you want now while I have a drink, and then we can finish the live stream. Thank you so much for like staying with me for like 3 hours while I dithered about what colors to use. But I hope you liked this one. I can show you the other one that we painted. For those of you who missed the first piece, this was the first piece that I painted, and then this is the second piece. Yeah, Lana, if you want to use lots of water, don't use this paper at all whatsoever. I don't use this paper if I want to use lots of water. I tend to use the Bockingford 535 GSM paper if I want to use lots of water, because I like to like have like a wet background and then just throw loads of watery color onto things. Oh, thank you, Artie. Yeah, it's just a reflection in the glass. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Eve. How does the paint taste? I didn't drink the paint one. The paint one, the drink that I got the paint in was the stream juice, and I just had the glass of water. I always have stream juice and a glass of water. I did not drink the stream juice, Eve. I drank the water. See, I still have stream juice left, which is now painty, whereas I just finished the water. I'll put the other one on here because I'm happy with the finish of this one. Gosh, can I do this in any more awkward way? There we go. That was the first one we did. Oh, did you get the 535 GSM one or the 400 GSM one, Dan? Oh, Ati says I love them both, but the second one is my favorite. Lots of colors. I'm just like chilling out now. I'm like, okay, I finished painting. I'll chat with you guys. Oh, I'm really glad you like it. Ray saying they're eating Doritos for breakfast. Rock on. That is the greatest part of being an adult, is that you can have silly things for breakfast. Oh, I'm really glad you like it, Minor Chris. Thank you. There's nothing better about being an adult than being able to have sweet, sugary stuff for breakfast. So Dan got the £200 and a £250 one sheet of each of the Buckingford. What press? I think they only do cold press. So you got cold press? Hi Sam, we're just finishing. I'm just taking the last few questions. Thank you so much for being here, Manacross. Yeah, we're literally wrapping up. So, I think we are done for today. Thank you so much for being here in this live stream. I've really appreciated your company, particularly, I mean, I always appreciate your company. I really enjoy chatting to you guys, but today was special because actually being busy reading what you guys are writing and trying to talk to you guys kept a lot of the fear away. So that was really helpful. And I want to say a big thank you to my wonderful mod Eve, because she's been super busy today and she's just always awesome. Lana is okay. I'm just gonna take Lana's question. What do you think about the Bockingford hot press paper? I think they're fine, but I just like cold press papers more. So I have them and I've used them. I used to use it a lot in when I was doing acrylic, but for watercolor I don't use it that much anymore. Yes, I will be posting these paintings on Instagram and Patreon and everything once they're done and finished. So thank you so much guys for an amazing live stream. I really enjoyed today, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys' wonderful comment of support in my new style, because it's really easy for somebody to say something wrong and hurt a person and make them doubt about their new style. And you guys have been so wonderful and protective over my style for me. So I really, like, I can't express how much I really appreciate that. I wasn't sure if to do this or not today, and my husband said, you have such a supportive community and you were struggling with it yesterday. If you paint today in front of them, they'll give you all the encouragement and support that they've always given you, and you feel so much better. So do the painting for today's live stream. And he's definitely right. You guys are amazing, and so thank you so much. I feel so much better about this new style. So thank you so much guys. And tomorrow I'm gonna have a new video, which is the detailed look at the salt test with the Holbein watercolors. So look out for that. It's a really long one. It's like a swatching kind of video where it's nice, long and mellow. So watch it if you want something just in the background. And right, I'm going. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. And I will see you very soon.